Coming into Tofino is spectacular. It's sort of breathtaking. You know, as you come in off the highway, you've been winding through this, deep, thick forest and over mountains. And when you get here and it opens up for the first time, you see the Pacific Ocean, it's striking.
Tofino is what we used to call the supernatural experience of British Columbia. I'd say that's Tofino in a nutshell.
You know, Tofino, end of the road, it's kind of that end of the road type of people that live there, you know. It's like, oh, this is as far as you get, you know, so it attracts a certain type of person, you know.
Tofino has a stereotype attached to it. If you say it anywhere in Canada, you know, it's hippies, it's tree huggers.
We are a very remote community, about 2,000 people, and we're surrounded by pristine rainforest and Pacific Ocean.
It's a truly great little community in that people care about other people.
Rip Curl Pro, Canadian national surfing titles. It's certainly the premier surfing event in Canada.
I think it's just great to see how many people come out and how many people pen that weekend on their calendars. It's like, all right, we're going to Tofino, we're gonna go, you know, rage on the beach and watch surfing and surf ourselves and stay in a cabin. And
having the Rip Curl Pro come here legitimizes the sport. It shows that, you know, you have to show up, you have to be organized, you have to get there, you have to practice.
You know, the way to be better is actually compete against someone else, you know, give someone a reason to be better than someone else.
Personally, I think competition is great for kids that are growing up because they have something to look forward to and to work towards, like a goal.
I love competing because I'm very competitive on the inside, but I just love being out in the ocean with 4 girls. Always watching someone and being like, oh yeah, I have to do really good if I want to make it on.
The level of competition that's in Tofino right now is healthy. Everybody's pushing each other, but nobody's trying to push each other out.
It provides an avenue for those that want to get better and get known and get sponsorship and want to make, you know, some kind of a stab at making a career in surfing. And it also provides some bragging rights, some camaraderie with our friends, and it provides an opportunity for the community to get together as a whole and just reconnect.
The town here was really quiet when I was growing up. You know, surfing hadn't exploded yet. Tourism was just kind of starting to take hold. It was kind of the transition period between the primary logging and fishing industries into the tourism-based industry that we have now.
yeah, it was a small logging, fishing community that you could feel was changing because Tofino was becoming more on the map, definitely with the extreme sport thing, the counterculture lifestyle being more acceptable.
The inlets of both communities had 5 or 6 operational fish camps, every year, running almost full, seasonally or full year round. Now there's, I think, one in either. Both communities, including Tofino, have only one each. What we need in Tofino is to diversify, like any economy, to have diverse economy. And surfing is a component now that's real and creates jobs, year-round jobs.
It has definitely grown so much that now I would argue to say it's probably our #1 industry in town, in the tourism sector. It's something that we can do year-round here, and it really boosts the economy.
To sustain a surf community, you need leashes, you need rentals, you need surf schools, surfboard shapers. So there's a whole little industry that kind of relies on each other, and the surfers are people coming to try surfing.
Any business you can think of that's tourist-driven, you could potentially open up your own business. You've got so many different kinds of businesses, so many restaurants. There's a lot of different ways to make a living here.
People get to stay year-round and operate businesses and make a living, whereas maybe 20 years ago, they wouldn't be there, and they'd be logging or fishing or doing something that would support their 6 months in Tofino, and then they'd have to leave. So the fact that they get to raise a family and be there all year is really good.
families embracing the culture. That's something that's really changed, because before it was early 20-somethings were the predominant group out here of surfers, and now it's everything. Like, I'm not even by far the oldest person in the water.
When my kids were growing up, I was like pretty much the only parent that surfed that had kids, and I was taking them surfing. So now there's, you know, I don't know, like 40 families like that.
So we're seeing grandpas and grandmas and moms and dads and kids all surfing. So we're seeing 3 generations of kids.
Another thing that's unique about Tofino is the number of female surfers. This is something since the beginning of myself being up here and surfing.
There's a whole competition dedicated to women every fall, which is pretty awesome. A lot of the, you know, other surf instructors that you see on the beach are a lot of women teaching surfing. A lot of women surf. A lot of moms raising their kids out in the water. So it's pretty awesome to be a part of.
It makes the community, the surf community, a lot more fun, a lot more open, a lot more social. It's great.
It's one more option, you know. There are some really young girls getting in the water at early age, and they're starting to rip, and the boys better watch out.
Certainly are talking about the strength of girls surfing in this country. You'd like to think that some stage in the future that we're going to see a Canadian running around on the world tour, which that'd be pretty damn exciting.
I would say the contests have brought us a little bit of social media and media prominence on the internet. The WQS, which was a really big contest that a local boy, Pete DeVries, won, that really put us on the map. I mean, it was on the news in Halifax.
You know, I think it's incredibly important for the level of surfing in Canada to have the national titles and recognise national champions that they haven't done in the past.
These kids that are growing up now, they're seeing, you know, myself and Sep and Raph and Noah making a living from surfing. And, you know, they've got all the opportunities in the world.
When I was a kid, you know, in fish plants and on fish boats and trying to save up enough money to go travel around the world and to actually eventually be able to get paid for trips around the world and get a paycheck every month and all that stuff and get all the free gear you want. I don't know, it was a pretty big surprise for me, and I did it, so yeah.
Rip Curl Nationals is definitely that launching pad to get them to that career stage.
The next generation, it's definitely, I can see the hunger in their eyes already, even these 10-year-old kids that paddle out.
There's little kids surf clubs, there's now surf coaches out here. We've got one young girl, Matea, who's potentially going to be one of the, like a good international level surfer potential. She has that.
It's one of the few sports that you're like beside people that you really look up to, and you get to like imagine jumping on a hockey rink with a pro hockey player. Like, it just doesn't happen. Whereas surfing, like, you're literally brushing shoulders with people that you look up to, so that's pretty cool.
They really make me want to like surf harder and harder because they're like doing all these moves that I have no idea how to do. It's really cool just to be like, oh, I should try that.
You know, when I'm surfing next to them, you can tell they want to show you what they can do, and they've got little groups of friends that are pushing each other, and I think that's really going to help bring the level up for all of Canada.
There's no reason why someone from Canada can't be as good as someone from California is.
You know, the older guys are getting behind these younger kids, and I think they want to see that progression and that next step.
Every generation, the skill level too will get better, and you know, I mean, I don't know, maybe one day there will be a Canadian surfer on the pro tour.
We're starting to see some phenomenal athletes come out, and I'm just really excited to watch that generation grow up.
Surfing is definitely here to stay in Tofino. It's going to keep getting busier and busier. It's going to keep driving the tourism industry. It's here for the long run, for sure.